Freixenet is a character of not that much importance in the books, but that doesn't mean he's lacking in backstory. This video will be a bit shorter. I'm working on a few requested videos that will take some more time. But let's talk about who Freixenet is. Freixenet was the Baron of Ham, which is located in the kingdom of Verden. His sister was Queen Eliza, the wife of the king of Verden. Freixenet himself, over the years while ruling his barony of Ham, had several lovers with whom he had a few bastards. But he never really married any of his lovers. Among these lovers, he managed to piss one off pretty badly, and as a result, he was cursed. This curse turned him into a cormorant, a bird. His future looked grim. No one knew how to lift the curse, and while his sister tried the only method that she knew, it wasn't effective. You might wonder how she thought to cure him. Well, it came down to making nettle shirts for him, which to be fair isn't the worst possible thing she could have done to him. But it was a connection to his sister, who was the queen, what saved him. The king offered Geralt a decent amount of coin to lift the curse, and so Geralt did. Freixenet was restored to his old self, with the only lasting effect being that he often longed for fish. Following these events, Freixenet's position in Verden changed, and he became a governor at King Ervil's court. After the curse was lifted, it would be some time until Geralt and Freixenet would meet again, but they did. In 1262, while Ciri was in Verden, where she was supposed to marry Prince Kistrin, she at some point ran away as she refused to marry him. Ervil, the king of Verden, was afraid of what would happen if Caerleon learned that he had lost her granddaughter, and thus sent several men to get her back. Among these men was the king's brother-in-law, Freixenet. The reason why Freixenet was sent mostly had to do with that she escaped while under his watch, which meant that if he didn't bring her back, his life in Verden would be over. They followed Ciri's trail to Brokilon, where they were all quickly shot down by the Dryads. Freixenet was the only one who survived, but one of the Dryads' arrows had punctured his lung. Luckily for him, not too long after he got injured, Geralt came along. Geralt was on a diplomatic mission in the name of King Wenceslav of Bruges, and went to Brokilon to talk to Eithne. But once he found the men who he had once helped to get rid of his curse, with whom you might say he had become kind of friends, he decided to help him instead. Freixenet was heavily injured, and not able to move much due to all the pain. But while it was quiet, they weren't out of danger, as 3 Dryads were lurking in the woods, keeping an eye on them. 2 of those were Bran and Dunca. Geralt pleaded with them to help his friend, but all Freixenet cared about was that Geralt would go into Brokilon to find Ciri for him. It has to be noted that Geralt didn't know at this time who this girl was, as they soon would have their first meeting. The Dryads decided to take Freixenet with them deeper into Brokilon, to Duen Canal, which can be seen as kind of the capital of Brokilon. Dunca and the other Dryad dragged him on a sled and poured a liquid down his throat that seemed to have saved him. As Freixenet was allowed to heal and recover in Brokilon, Eithne wondered if he was a scalp hunter, sent by Ervil. He quickly made clear that this wasn't the case, and he was allowed to stay to recover in return. But he would have to stay a bit longer than that, for when he had answered Eithne's question, if he ever had a child, she decided that he could be of use to father a few new Dryads. Freixenet at this time was unaware of the way Dryads saw the act of reproducing, and Geralt had to give him a few pointers so that he would not accidentally get himself killed by a Dryad. This is where his story officially ends. We don't hear anything from him or about him after these events. Well, that's not completely true, but the following bit of information is from a non-canon short story about Geralt and Yennefer's wedding, named Something Ends, Something Begins. While Freixenet was in Brokilon, the Dryad that was chosen for him to father the children of was Bran. But against what normally happens, he and Bran fell in love with each other. And he never left Brokilon, even going as far as marrying Bran. Together they had 5 daughters: Moran, Cirilla, Mona, Eithne and Karska. It would be about 15 to 16 years after he was wounded in Brokilon that he would meet Geralt again, when he attended his wedding with Yennefer. Freixenet's official fate we do not know, for in the books he never appears again, and in the games he's only mentioned by Geralt in Blood and Wine when he talks to Vivienne about her curse.
The curse, it could be reversible. Once ran into a baron transformed into a cormorant, ostensibly for good. Managed to cure him completely.
But that was everything we know about Freixenet. What do you think of him? Do you think he stayed in Brokilon? Till the next video. Bye.